In this chapter of the course, we're going to focus on hyperlinks. A hyperlink is really the building blocks of the web. It gives you the ability to move from page to page and from site to site. To create a hyperlink, you're going to be using the anchor element, and specifically, you're going to be using the href attribute, and then you can point it to a page or to a different site. You'll notice that that tag surrounds a piece of text. It could surround an image, whatever you want to be clickable. In this case, the text home would be clickable, and it would link to the index page. Now, in this chapter, we're going to focus on how we can go about creating hyperlinks inside of Dreamweaver. And in order for us to do that, we need to learn about the different types of hyperlinks. First, we have an absolute link. An absolute link includes the protocol, like the HTTP, : and then the www dot, the domain name. In this case, it would be adobe.com. That is an absolute link. There's also something called a relative link. A document relative link is just that. The link is relative to the current location of the page that you're on. So if you have to move up a directory, you would have a .. then the name of the directory you're trying to get into, in this case products, then / the name of the file that you're trying to link to. On top of that, there's something called a site root relative link. A site root relative link will always go to the top level of the directory structure within the site. So in this case, you'd have a /index.html. No matter where you are within the website, you'll always find this page. So there's these three different types of links, and we'll learn why and when you would use one over the other. But the quick explanation would be an absolute link would be if you have to target a specific site. Absolute links are used to move to a different website completely. They're also used in HTML emails. HTML emails don't have the ability to contain any content. So if you want an image to appear within an HTML email, you have to point to a web server somewhere. So an absolute link would make the most sense. Then there's the comparison between document relative links and site root relative links. Technically, I guess you could say document relative links would be the faster links because shorter paths can technically be quicker, although I really don't see any performance differences between document relative links and site root relative links. But you'll typically be using a site root relative link on much larger websites, and if your content ever moves within the website, sometimes site root relative links make a little bit more sense. So those are the three different types of links that you can work with. We're also going to be taking a look at how you can create things like email links and some of the things that you can do with CSS to add a little bit of interactivity to your links to give the end user some type of visual change within the page, indicating to them that it is in fact a hyperlink.